Alright, let's do this. Welcome, game developers, to Doug Teaches Ue5. Yes. So, uh, this is coming out on Mondays now. Because, of course, it has to. Not now. So, let's get started with... If you enjoy this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Or, rather, just order them to do it. No. Fine, like, comment, and subscribe. Anyway. Let's get started with cloning Mario 64. Now, this Mario 64 clone-ish thing is going to involve the movement, power-ups, some enemy types, that's basically about it. Like, if you want to do, like, the Koopa race, maybe. The Koopa races? Yeah, because that actually involves AI that jumps out. So, again, maybe... Right now, let's get started with the ninja character that I downloaded from Mixamo characters stuff, and like a ton of the animations. So we're gonna make a blend space. Now I'm gonna be real basic with this blend space. I'm gonna use blend space, 1D, and it's going to be this. And we're gonna call this default movement. I'll call this character Nario. Ninja Mario. So why 1D? Because we're going to be using the third-person third-person character blueprint, and the third-person character doesn't strafe. So I need idle. There's idle. There you are. Yeah, come on. There we go. Then I need walk. Is it this one? Yes, I got to double click. So if your character is moving in the basically what you want to do is you want to scroll down to right about here. You want to check that box, which is I think enable root motion, and then force root to lock. And if you want to try to be as accurate, use click that middle bit. You still can't see very well. No, I still have my temporary glasses. When the hell are you gonna get new ones? Probably not for a month. God damn it! It's just when I had new glasses, that asshole punched it off. Broke the fucking frame. Fucking prick. Well, at least you kicked his ass. Yeah. And now we need run. Double click, we gotta make sure root motion is set, so boop, and then start frame, and then that. What happens if you don't check these boxes? Well, I mean, you see what happens. No, I mean, like, if you don't check this box, it'll still run, like, you'll still see it in, it won't work. Now, that's the gist of it. Okay. So, okay, now we're done. But not yet. Not yet. Nope. Because we need to switch between sprinting and crouching. Oh, okay. Yeah. So are we going to use cam crouch? No, we'll literally have it crouched. Oh. Another blend spaced. And this will be Nario crouch movement. Hit enter. I have to type in idle. This one I gotta look for... Is it this one? Nope. Yeah, crouching idle. Crouching idle, hidden dragon. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Fuck you, that's awesome. No, it isn't. It really isn't. And crouched walking. Oh, good. I already had it in place. And then just move this here. Like so. And that's done. Now, what we need is the sprinting one. Blend space 1D, character, Nario, sprint, movement. And the sprinting is just going to be, wow, is just going to be sprinting forward. Really? Yeah. We're going to switch between them. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're done. Now we need to have an anim blueprint. So we right click, go to animations, I said animations. You're gonna go to animation blueprint. We're gonna go for this character yet again. Double click, or fine, I'll just create. And then I'll just say Nario Anim BP. A couple things we're gonna need. Because in our event graph, well, yeah, we'll use third person. We want to drag this off and want to say third. Do I have the third person character? Wait, this is tutorial stuff. You should. Oh yeah, well, wait, what the fuck is it called? Third person, blueprints. Oh, it's BP third person, okay. Okay, so I have to say BP underscore third person. Yeah, no. Cast to BP. Really? What the hell? It's a fucking BP third person character. Right? That's what that is what you're called. Well, let me get rid of this fucking. Get rid of that shit. Well, actually, you know what? Let's undo that. You want to explain what this was for? Yeah, this was the, like, I used this character as the boss type character for the, rail shooter. Let's move this up. Let's get this med tick. Move this over here. BP third person character. Why the... I'll duplicate. Really? Why? Fuck it. That's why. I'll just say Nario. Now, I will say Nario. That happened. Now, what we want to do is we want to drag this out, and we want to say get velocity. On top of that, we got to drag this out and say vector length. And we're going to promote this to a variable. We're going to call this speed. Promote to variable. We're going to call this speed. Speed racer. Ugh. There we go. But we're not done. We need to go in here. We need to drag this out, and we want to type in default slot. Why? Because we're going to be using anim montages pretty soon, because one of the things you can do in Mario 64 is that 3-hit combo thing. Alright. So we have to do melee combos. But now, here, we want to drag this out, and we want to say state machine. Add new state machine. Now, if you want to name this, you can. I really don't want to. Why? Because, no. Because we're only going to be using the one state machine. We're not going to use save, catch, poses, etc. Now, I want to drag this out. And we're going to add a new state. I'm just going to call this default state. Now, here, I'm going to double click, and then I'm going to drag this out, and I'm going to say Nario default movement blends, yeah, because that's the blend space we created. Now it's going to be looking for a float to differentiate between 0 and our max speed. To do that, we already have that in our speed variable, so we just drag this in. Now we need to switch between animation states, not to mention the fact that we're going to be jumping, and even then we have to. There are different types of jumps. You have the double, you have that 3 jump thing that Mario's known for. You have the crouching super somersault thing, and you have the sprinting. You have the sprinting long jump. So we're gonna have to be cloning all that. To do that, we need to switch between crouching and sprinting. So let's get started with that right now. So we're gonna drag this out. I'm gonna drag this up here, right? I'm gonna add a state, and this one I'll just call sprinting state. Now, here it's going to be looking for a specific condition. So we need to actually have a condition. We need to drag this out, and I'm going to type in promote to variable. Now, I'm going to call this condition, can we call it sprinting? Yeah, alright, let's do that. Sprinting. Now we're going to have to set this in here. So the character itself is going to have a variable. We'll create that now too. In fact, we're going to need a sequence because it's going to be constantly checking every tick. So let's do that right now. We're going to have two variables in here. We're going to have is sprinting and is crouching in our Nario character blueprint. So I'm going to click on the plus sign for variables. I'm going to ask is sprinting, and then another one saying is crouching. I'm going to compile that and save it down because if we don't, then we'll get an error. So we go back into our anim blueprint, right? I'm gonna hold S for Sam. And left click. Now that's a sequence. Now what a sequence does is it checks everything simultaneously, if that makes any sense. So it's gonna be so this sequence is gonna be doing that, and you can have as many conditions as you want. So keep that in mind. We're gonna add a pin, one for crouching and one for sprinting. Right. So we need to, for this instance, we're gonna get is sprinting, right? And we're gonna set it equal to sprinting. Why? If we started to sprint, then sprinting has to equal then is sprinting will be set to true. While so if this is set to true, guess what? This is true as well. And the same is gonna be for crouching. So I'm gonna have a thing called crouching for our crouch state, right? So we're gonna get is crouching tiger hidden. Shut up with that. Ah, fuck you. It's a good joke. No, it isn't. It really isn't. Oh, fuck. What? We can't use is crouching. Okay. We gotta rename this. Why? There's a variable in there in actual Unreal called is crouching. So we need to. I'll just call it croucher. Okay. So we drag this out, and I'll say get croucher. Can't we just say crouching and then crouching? You don't want to name them the same thing. It'll get real. Like the engine itself will get really fucked up. Really? Yeah, it's gonna be like, oh, what the hell is this? I'm gonna fucking freak out. Really? Yeah. Ah. I'll move this up here. So now let's switch between let's finish switching between the anim states. So we have our sprinting, right? We also need to come back from sprinting state. Okay. So we need to make sure you're getting the arrow coming down. Make sure the arrow's facing this way, if that makes any sense. Because if you're dragging it out from here, then it means, oh, okay, I gotta switch to something. And now make sure you're bringing it back full circle, so that way it can properly switch between them. Oh, okay, I think I get it. Yeah, I know it's just yeah. So we want to make sure this is not true. So we want to say not Boolean. Once it's so what? It's just gonna say if it's false. Yep. Okay. Now we need to drag out from here to switch between our crouching state. Okay. So we want to say crouch state. Wait, do we have a sprinting state? Nope. Ah, fuck. Alright. Nario sprint movement. Speed. Can't we have a sprint, like, idle? I mean, if you want, we can do that. Like, I mean, you just have the idle animation itself. Oh, never mind then. Yeah, I mean, okay, we'll do that. Really? Yeah, alright. Well, I'll do it for you, for the content, for the people. Ugh. Sprint movement. Okay. So we have idle. Let's move. I said let's move this to here. And what's a good idle? I'll just use that one. Why is it? Oh, that's because we have to. That's because we have to be moving. Don't worry, it'll work. Okay. So now we go back to here. No, I meant our Adam BP. And wait a minute, I gotta save this down. So now we go back to our NMBP, and let's go back into here. I want to make sure crouching is true, so we need crouching. Drag this out, drag it to the thing, so we can enter this state. And on our blend, we say crouch. Nario crouch movement. And then we get our speed. Speed! Why are you saying speed like that? Ah, fuck you. And we want to drag it out from here to switch back to our default state. So we double click, we get crouching, and we say not boolean. Not bool, not bool, not bool. Can we switch between these two? Not. Here's the thing. Technically speaking, yes, we can do that. But you kind of don't want to. You don't want to go from crouch to sprint. You wanna go to crouch. You want to make it. Hold on. Let me try to English again. I cannot English today. Yes, the stickers that are coming out pretty soon. I don't know when. You want to make sure you can either sprint or crouch. You don't want to basically do both. That's not how it works. Okay. All right. So we're done here with our NMBP. Now we go into Nario. And now what we want to do is we can go in and set it up we can set up our, if you want to have the keys for it, like go to edit and then project settings, and then you can go into inputs, which is here. Go to action mapping, not axis mapping, action mapping. Axis mapping allows for movement. That's basically all there is to it. So you want to hit this plus button, call it whatever the hell you want. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna, because time purposes. So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna say left control. Wait, yeah, left control, not left command. That's this control, right? Hold on, let me get closer. Yeah. We want to set is sprinting to false. Why? Because if we're crouched, we can't sprint. We also want to set croucher to true. Come on, work for me, baby. That's good. We also want to get the character movement. We want to have the movement speed. Okay. How do we do that? We get the character movement, right? And we want to. Alright, I'll just do that. Set max walk speed. Now, by default, for those who don't know, your default walk speed is actually 600. So I'm going to set it to 300. Now, if you want, next time if you want to try, like, your hand at it, you basically want to get max walk speed and then, like, divide it by a number. In this case, I'll just say 2, and then I'll plug it in. But I'm just gonna hard code. Okay. Why do you want to do that? Well, especially in Insane Heroes, when you have the different costumes. Oh, right, different walk speeds, different everything with depending on the costume that you're rocking. On released, we take this block, we duplicate it, but we want to set everything. We want to reset everything. So we say we leave is sprinting alone. Is crouching is set to false, and then this goes back up to 600. Wait, 600, right? I thought I hit that. Now as for shift, I'm just gonna type in left shift. We're more or less gonna copy this. Oh, really? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Why? I mean, there's gotta be some exceptions. I mean, hold on. We set is sprinting to true. Crouching has to be set to false. I set false. And then what we want to do is set this to 1200. Because we're multiplying it by 2. Oh, so that means this time instead of divide, we multiply. Like a factor of 2. And then that false. And yeah, we're good. So when we go here, not here, not project settings, fuck you. We are going to, first we're going to save all, because I don't want Unreal crashing on me. Alright, because, yeah, Unreal does have a tendency. Yeah, fucking bastard. Let's go to, I'm just going to go third person maps. Yeah, third person map. And then I'm just going to go into Nario. I'm going to hit Control B to make sure I get the character. And I'm going to plug him in to there. And, wait. Oh, shit. Oh, right, you didn't change the character mesh. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so let's change the character mesh. We click on the mesh. We click on skeletal mesh. And then we go to our CH24 nonsense. And for anim class, we just say Nario, because we have the Nario BP. We compile this bad boy, and then under our world settings, if you don't have world settings, go to Window, and then get world settings from here, and then it'll automatically populate. In here, I'm just gonna go to game mode. I'm gonna go to none, because I don't want to, I said none, because I don't want to possess the third person character by default, as you'll see in this player start. But if you want to possess the character, this character itself, it's super simple. You just go here, open level blueprint. Where's level blueprint? Oh, open level blueprint. On event begin play, we get our player controller, and then we just drag this out and we type in possess. And it's going to look for a pawn to possess, right? Well, we already have the pawn we want to possess. We just right-click, get a reference to Nario, because I already had that bastard selected. So if you didn't, just select the character you want to possess, right-click, get a reference, and then plug that into pawn. Alright, so let's compile this bitch, and let's play this bastard. And let's go around like an idiot. Let's sprint. As you can see, he's sprinting, and now we crouch, and now he's crouching. And now he's crouch walking. We sprint. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. We have to fix. That's the other thing we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be working on next week. The jump. The jump. We're just gonna be working with the jump state, not the double and triple jump, not the somersault and the long jump. We're just gonna be working with jumping. Get that shit out of the way. Okay. So, we're done here? Yeah, for now. We have our stuff. And as you can see, the movement speed is halved, or multiplied by 2 at this point. And, yeah. Ended here, narrator. And there you have it, game developers. Tune in next week, which is going to be on Mondays now, for Doug Teaches Ue5. Yeah.